So it turned out dropping Neymar last episode was actually one of the best things we could have done. We've had a real turnaround in fortune since you were last with us. So hopefully, with Neymar out of the squad, we can carry on with it.
1, 2, 3.
Dans les campagnes, urgir ses forces, soldats.
Hello and welcome back to the Money Bag. Today we've got two games for you. We're at home to FC Nantes or Nantes or Nantes. I'm not quite sure how you say it. My French isn't that great. And then we're at home to Roma as well in the Champions League. Since you're last with us then, when we lost 1-0 to Bayern but beat Bordeaux 7-1, we played a couple games and they've all gone very, very well. We started off with a 2-0 win against Dion, Julian Draxler and Edison Cavani getting those goals. We then played Salzburg away in the Champions League group stages, Cavani, Mata and Kimpembe getting all three of those goals there. We then played Marseille. Now, I know this is a big game for PSG fans. I think it's called Le Classique or something like that. We sort of dominated that, to be fair. We played very well. They were lucky to get a penalty in the 94th minute, which they scored. We'll talk more about penalties in a minute. But we won that 3-2, Cavani with 2, and Neymar got the other one. I know we said we'd drop Neymar, but he's played a little bit due to rotation and things like that. He's sort of getting himself back in the side through rotation and if injuries. But at the moment, we're playing very well without him, so I'm not too fussed about him. We then played Nice and won 5-1. Kylian Mbappe scoring 2, one of them being a penalty. And Cavani getting himself a hat-trick there. One of many, actually, I think he scored recently. He's our top goal scorer, and he's very close to breaking Ibrahimovic's record of 113 goals at PSG. He's on 103, I think, now. So that's pretty good. We then played Salzburg again in the weirdest game ever. So in 50 minutes in, I'll click on the thing. 50 minutes into the game, we were 2-0 down, which wasn't great. We then had a penalty in the 34th minute, which Mbappe missed. Not very good. From the 62nd minute onward, we then just decided to play football well. We brought Di Maria on and took Neymar off, and we took Mbappe off and brought Draxler on. And then suddenly they scored 2 goals each themselves. Dani Alves scored, and so did Juan Mata. We missed another penalty as well. Verratti missed a penalty, so it could have been 8-2 if we'd scored our penalties. But we've now had 12 penalties in the total of FM18, and we've only scored 2 of them. And I know we've got good penalties because we're PSG. So I don't know if it's a bug or not that literally 10 of my penalties have been saved by the goalkeepers, or I'm just very, very, very unlucky. I don't know, but let me know what you think in the comments about that, because I think it's very odd. And then we played Angers SCO the game afterwards. That was the most unconvincing game we played, actually. We only won that 1-0. Neymar picking up the only goal of the game there. He played well that game. So I'm starting to integrate him back into the side, but as you can see, the results when he wasn't really starting, we played really, really well. So that's my dilemma now. And the positive of all this good stuff here, look at dynamics now. At least dressing room atmosphere and match cohesion are now very good. You know, both very much in the green. Managerial support still average at best, but only Di Maria is unhappy with me. You know, he's the only one that's cross with me essentially. And actually, someone disagrees with him as well. So I've got some support there. Kevin Trapp also wants some first-team chances as a goalkeeper. He has had them, but he has been injured now. So Areola's back in the side. Yeah, that's right. Mbappe still got no mates. Unlucky there. This guy was just brought through because we had an injury in the defence. We had to bring someone from the reserves. Expect to go back soon. That's why he's in this other bit here. But the important thing is Mbappe still got no mates. Right then, this is the lineup that's taking on Nantes. I'm going to call it Nantes for now. I think that's probably the best way to go for it. We've got Areola in goal. A back four of Cazuara, Kimpembe, Marquinhos, Dani Alves, Pastore and Nkunku in the middle, purely because Verratti and Ryan going are very tired after the international break we just had. So they're starting in the middle. Draxler, Mata and Mbappe started that attacking midfield trio with Cavani up top because he is the best striker we've got. He's banging goals in for fun this season. He's just having a great time doing it. So why not let him do it? And I may have forgot to do my team talk then, so hopefully that's not had too much of an effect on the players. But we are kicking off now, kicking right to left. Nantes kicking left to right. I mean, I've said that differently. I'm going to say their team name differently every time because I'm really not sure how to pronounce it. I'm sure someone in the comments will let me know how you pronounce it properly, but Nantes is, I guess we'll do that for now because that's probably what it looks like the best. Marquinhos picks up the ball from the corner there, puts it back in towards the middle towards Pastore. Pastore dribbling around a little bit, pays a risky ball back to Dani Alves there, to be fair, but Nkunku unleashes a shot from distance. And it was a good job the goalkeeper was there, otherwise that would be burying itself, top bins there. Another corner now, but I don't think anything's going to come from it as Mata puts it in. Draxler's header, it's cleared kind of off the line. I think it was going wide, if I'm honest with you there, but Nantes avoiding conceding an early goal there to PSG. PSG, obviously us, we're doing quite well. Now, another big thing that happened when you were away, the board came to me and said, we realise you've got no transfer budget left for January. Do you want some? I didn't get a choice. I didn't have to say yes. I said, yeah, of course he wants some. As Cavani comes very, very... Oh, it's a penalty. Here's our 13th penalty of the season. And quickly, I'll just say, you know, they said, do you want some more transfer money? I said yes, and they give me 92 million to spend in January. So get commenting down below if there's going to be any players that you want bringing into the club. Now, I was going to try and change penalty taker there, but I can't now. It's gone. So Mbappe's taking his penalty, number 29. Our 13th penalty. Is it going to be lucky for us or unlucky? Mbappe steps up. Whoa, it's actually gone in. It has genuinely gone in. That's amazing. That's 3 from 13 penalties so far. His 6th of the season. That's pretty nice, to be fair. And at least we've gone 1-0 up now. And this is what I mean. Like, I have actually reported it as a bug. I'm thinking, like, what the hell? We can't be conceding this many penalties. We can't not be scoring this many penalties. But maybe we just are being really unlucky. I'm just looking for an excuse, really, which isn't great. And also, I've completely forgot to show the table, but apparently we've gone top. Last time I checked, we were, well, I thought we were 5 points behind us, and Mbappe comes forward and puts it over. How many games have Lyon played? I mean, it should tell us at some point. If you look at updates, the league table's here now. They've not played yet today, so they are 2 points. They must have lost a game then when we won a game. I missed that. I completely forgot to show the table. But that's what the table's looking like now. But as you can see, this turnaround in form has really actually worked quite wonders for us, because as it stands right now, we're top of the table by 3. We're top of the table by a point, albeit with Lyon getting a game in hand. Kimpembe on the ball then, trying to run it out wide. He's been very slow at doing that, and it's been put forward to Nkunku out towards Draxler at the far post, and he scores another goal there. I don't know how many goals Draxler scored, but he's been on fire this season when he's been playing. I mean, he's been a lot better than Neymar this season. I mean, that's not something you say lightly, because Neymar is arguably the 3rd best player in the world behind Messi and Ronaldo, and yet he's been absolutely woeful for me. And Draxler, who's taken his place on the left-hand side of the pitch, has been brilliant. All right, half-time then. Let's go and see what's going to happen. Despite the overall tension, no one's interested in listening to me, apparently, so let's just go calmly. I'm happy the way things are going. Keep it up, lads. Oh, look, they're interested to listen to me now. They're all delighted with that. So hopefully we carry that through into the second half, and we get a nice win. 3 points is all that matters today. It doesn't matter how we do it. 3 points is just the most important thing. I'd quite like a calm second half, really. I'd like Cavani to get a goal, because he's just scoring goals for fun. He's got 17 so far this season in 13 games, something like that. So he's doing very well for himself. We'll make some changes, though, round about now. Purely because Cavani's not playing very well. When he plays well, he scores bags of goals. When he doesn't play well, he just gets really bad ratings, and it's a bit annoying. Who's coming on then? Now, I kind of want to bring Neymar on at some point. He can play on the right, can't he, I think? I'm sure he can play on the right. According to this, not very well, so we won't bring him on. Unless you bring him on for Cavani. Let's play him as a striker, shall we? I'm happy to let him play as a striker, as a trequartista. Let's see if he can do something like that. It'd be interesting if he does, because I'd like to see that, personally. I've not seen much from him so far this season, so if playing him as a trequartista up front does something, I'm happy to play him there. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with him, because I know in like other people's saves he's sick, but for me he's just been awful, and every time he comes on the pitch it just says looking complacent every single time, which is annoying. So I'm going to tell him to concentrate now, if I can find out where to do it. Right, click on this arrow here, go down to Neymar. Yeah, confirm, shout to Neymar, concentrate, mate, because you're not concentrating. We need to make a few more changes as well, because we've got a Champions League game in a couple of days' time. So players that are probably going to be playing, Juan Mata being one of them, we'll take him off and bring on Hatem Ben Arfa. And then, I mean, the back's looking fairly fresh, kind of. We haven't really got anyone else who can play at the back, so I think we'll leave that for now. Motta technically can play at the back a little bit, actually, so maybe we'll just swap Motta on for Dani Alves, and then Dani Alves and Marquinhos can swap over, and that should be okay, I think. We'll do that for the last change of the game at least, and I don't think it's going to do anything much, but we'll just see what happens. Marquinhos then with a throw towards the end of this game now. In fact, it's just about the first highlight of the second half, actually. Mbappe puts the ball into the middle. His cross-come shot thing went more of a shot than a cross, I think. The keeper collects it, though, and the keeper's now got a chance to clear it up the pitch. It's cleared up, but only as far as Marquinhos. That was an awful distribution there. Marquinhos' pass to Drax is a wonderful one. Pastore now on the ball, through to Nkunku, and Ben Arfa has got all to do with no one around him, really. He makes that a great pass, though, to our left back, sorry. And now Ben Arfa's back on it. And Nkunku through to Neymar, through to Ben Arfa. Ben Arfa out towards Pastore. Draxler. Ben Arfa has his shot, but it's just gone wide the post. And as the commentator said there, he should have scored, really. He was in a great position to do so, but didn't convert, unfortunately. There we go, the full-time whistle. Paris 2, Nantes 2, Nantes 2, Nantes 2. I mean, they didn't get 2, did they? Got 0. I don't know why I'm saying 2. We've won that 2-0. I'm happy with that result, to be fair. We'll calmly go, well done. That was a good win for us. We didn't play brilliantly, I don't think. They don't need that much praise, but they certainly played well enough to get the result there, and that's all that we needed, the 3 points. We're playing very early though on the Friday, so actually everyone else is still to play, so potentially we could drop down to second and only just be ahead of Monaco. So we'll have to see what happens in the next few days. As you can see though, this turnaround has been absolutely fantastic. 7 matches won in a row now according to this, so if any team is going to beat us now, it's going to be Roma in this next game. So we have to prepare now for the Roma game in a few days' time. We'll rest all these players because they'll need the rest because there's a quick turnaround in games. So we'll go quickly to training, rest, give them a day's rest, and hopefully they should be fit and ready for the game against Rome. Of course, Roma is our old stomping ground. We had a lovely time there, didn't we? Actually, got to a Champions League final in FM17 with them. Didn't win it, unfortunately. We lost to Atletico. And Atletico scored a 93rd minute winner, and that was the issue. And the thing is, it didn't even surprise me. I could feel it coming. Like I knew if anyone was going to score, it's going to be Atletico in the 90th minute. We won quite a few Serie A titles with them though, which is quite nice. We had some very, very good regions there as well. And the one regret I have is that I never got to play with Chukwudi longer, which is just heartbreaking really. Or the kite was sick as well. I wish I could have played with them for a lot longer. I wish they were real players I could just buy now for PSG because they were absolutely sick on the wings. Incredibly, Lyon lost to Montpellier, so we officially are top of the table now. I do apologise for not showing you before, but this is the table now. We're top of the table, a point ahead of Monaco and a point ahead of Lyon, 9 points ahead of Saint Etienne. So it's just us and Lyon. So it's just us, Monaco and Lyon that's the front runners, I suppose. I don't think we need to worry about any of the other teams going forward. Amiens, though, still doing very well. They beat us in the first game of the season, currently sitting 5th. So I'm very surprised by them. They're doing very well for themselves. So well done, Amiens. Juan Matas picked up an injury on the day of the Roma game. Only 1 to 2 days, but it just means he can't play, which is frustrating because he's done this quite a bit, bless him. He's had a couple injuries. If we have a look at the injury thing here, season summary, is it on there? Mata has had 3 brackets 4. I don't know what that means. But maybe 3 or 4 injuries, I don't know. So the lineup for the game against Roma, the big game against Roma, we've got Areola in goal, a back 4 of Kazawa, Kimpembe, Marquinhos and Dani Alves, Verratti and Nainggolan sit in the middle there as that attacking playmaker and box-to-box midfielder. Draxler, Neymar and Mbappe sit along that attacking midfield trio just behind Cavani, who's playing as our lone striker today. He's getting enough goals for 2 or 3 strikers really, so we don't really need any more strikers up there. Cavani's doing the business for us. This is, in my eyes, a must-win game. Now, it should show you the table in a minute. Of course, it all changed because it doesn't show you the table anymore. It used to show you the table before the match, didn't it? But not anymore. I need to remember that actually when I'm going to games now. We'll team talk quickly, passionately. Come on, boys, let's do this. We could secure qualification for the first knockout round with a win here today. They all seem, well, Cavani seems motivated. So we're kicking off here, or I should say Roma are kicking off there. It would have been we, last week, 2 weeks ago, it would have been we. But we're not Roma anymore, we're PSG. If we have a look here then, we'll pause again quickly. As you can see here, a win against Roma would put us beyond all doubt into the knockout rounds. A win against Roma today would put us beyond all doubt into the knockout rounds, as we'd be too many points ahead of Roma for them to catch up with us with 1 game left. So a win here today and we are through no matter what. Draw or lose here, I don't think we're through. In fact, if we lose, we go behind Roma, so that's the worst case scenario. A draw will be okay. We just have to make sure we don't lose to Bayern Munich, I think, essentially, and then we should be safe. Although saying that, Roma beat us earlier on, so it's all up in the air. Win today is all we definitely need, though, so a win and we'll be fine. So far, though, nothing much happening in these opening 15-20 minutes or so. 3 shots apiece right now, but nothing worthy of a highlight as it stands so far. Marquinhos picked up a yellow card, and apparently we've not made a good job of possession so far. So make those changes, try and retain possession. What is the possession stat looking like? If he wants to show me it, it's not willing to show me right now. And what is happening here? I'm zooming in and out of the pitch. This is not what I want to be doing. We'll get back to about that. That seems about right. Cavani comes forward though. His shot saved by the goalkeeper, and his pass across the field didn't quite do much there, but possession was what I was trying to look at in the first place. 47 to 53, it's just gone in our favour though slightly, so that's alright. We're getting back into this game. How are shots looking if we can get back there? 6 to 5, it's a pretty even game so far. The first game was very even as well until Roma nicked it just... Did they? I think they beat us. I think they beat us 1-0 maybe. If I'm being honest with you, I can't remember. It was either a 1-0 win to them or a draw, but I'm pretty sure it was them winning it. So half time, and it's not a bad game so far. We're not losing, but I don't think we've had great amount of chances. We'll assertively go, we need to do better in this game. A goal will make us favourites. Go out there, make it happen. Kazawa looks motivated by that. No one else really did anything, so team talks that they need to work on, I think. Verratti on the ball when at the start of the second half they're trying to come forward. Neymar running through the centre there, out towards Dani Alves, who's got plenty of space. He puts it in the middle towards Julian Draxler, and Julian Draxler scores another goal. It doesn't tell you anymore how many goals he scored this season. I loved that feature in my last game. It used to tell you, didn't it? But it doesn't now, and that really upsets me. I thought I'd bloody paused the game, but I clearly hadn't. The charge on my laptop was running out very quickly, so I just thought I'd plug it in. And I missed a goal there, so let's go and watch that again, shall we? Obviously a goal kick. Great. I don't like this thing where I accidentally zoom in every time. That's a bit annoying. Draxler on the ball, though, on that left-hand side, puts it in towards Manolos, who clears it, and it goes all the way back out to Kazawa, who plays with Nainggolan to Draxler. Draxler, who is, I reckon, the second best player in the team at the moment behind Cavani, and Nainggolan slots the ball through to Mbappe, who just puts past the goalkeeper. So that's pretty easy there. That was a nicely worked move. I reckon we're pretty safe. So if we just make some changes now, I reckon, you know, just rest a few key players for the games coming up, we'll be happy. Verratti looking, well, he didn't play great, has he? So we'll bring Pastore on. He's been nagging me recently to play some games, so we'll bring him on. Cavani not up to his usual standards. Neither's Neymar. I say Neymar's usual standard. His usual standard is a 6.8, and that's being kind if we're honest with him. We'll take Marquinhos though. Although I say that, we won't, because we've got no one to bring on for him, apart from Thiago Motta, who actually I suppose we can bring on. He can sort of play centre-back. So we'll make those two changes for now, but I'm pretty happy with the way things are going. A number of injuries actually here for the Roma side. That's not good at all. They've got 3 injuries currently, and I feel like they've just brought someone on who's got an injury. El Shaarawy's come on, and so's the guy who both got injuries. So I guess they're throwing everything at it now to try and win the game, our Roma. Well, a rare Roma chance now. Pellegrini puts it in towards Manolos, but it's cleared straight all the way back, and his return ball into the middle was rubbish. And now Cavani's on the break, actually. Cavani sprinting forward down this right-hand side. If he beats his man, which he can't quite, but he still retains possession. Cavani cutting inside, out to Pastore. Pastore through to Dani Alves in plenty of space, into Mbappe. Mbappe across to Neymar, and Neymar makes it 3-0. And Neymar finally getting another goal, to be fair. He's been very, very bad this season, really. Obviously we know that, but he's not scored as many goals, he's not got as many assists as I thought he was going to, and overall he's not worth 200 million. And you know, if he played like this in real life, Paris would be absolutely upset, wouldn't they? I mean, I don't know what else word to use there, but upset seems like a decent word to me. Well, I think we can call this a pretty successful episode, actually, as Pastore makes it 4-0. I was about to say he was about to win the game, but Mbappe's cross onto Pastore's head makes it 4-0, and we are absolutely demolishing Roma here today. Look at all that yellow there. Very frustrated Roma side right now. We're playing with confidence. Everyone's looking very happy, but with 2 minutes on the clock, there's another highlight now as it's coming towards Roma, and Kimpembe puts it into the back of his own net there, which isn't great, but these things happen sometimes, Kimpembe. Don't worry about it. If it was 0-0, that would have been awful. But unfortunately for us, we're 4-1 up now, so it doesn't matter too much, does it? Now, as Cavani's coming forward again, nearly got himself through there, but with only 5 seconds left on the clock, I think Dani Alves is going to have the last touch of the game. Clears it up to Nainggolan. I was wrong. Pastore on the ball. Nainggolan again, through to Neymar. Just blow the whistle, ref. We've had enough of this now. Draxler puts it into the middle. Puts it out to Pastore, kind of in the middle, I guess. Neymar into Mbappe. Mbappe, oh, ever so slightly. If that hadn't taken that deflection, that was going in the back of the net. And there we go. PSG 4, Roma 1. Unfortunately, Kimpembe with an own goal. It could have been a 4-0 win. But I think that's a fantastic result going into the future. Now, I think that actually means we qualified as well. So I was a bit worried after those first 2 games, and I'm sure we drew and lost. That must have been it. I think we drew the first one and then lost to Bayern. We received 1.3 million. We've qualified for the first knockout round now. So all we have to do next time is beat Bayern Munich to top the group. If we beat Bayern and top the group, then we get an easier draw in the second round. But as long as we're there, I'm fine. So if you've enjoyed today's episode, make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.
Dans vos bras, égorgez vos fils, vos campagnes. Que veut cet ordre esclave de traite et de roi conjuré? Pour qui cet ignoble d'entrave c'est faire dès longtemps préparé? Des cohortes étrangères feraient la loi dans nos foyers.